manifesting for real and just working towards. That's pretty it. Just prove people wrong for real because I haven't really gotten too many invites to these senior All Star games or nothing like that. But God has a way of doing stuff for a certain reason. So I feel like
Amen.
I'm just supposed to be here training, bro. Just getting better. Just what I'm saying. Just working on my craft.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Moving Mountains. I'm your host, Austin Holland. I'm a college football player with a passion for showing others that with the right mindset, you can move any mountain that may stand in the way of reaching your goals. And I'm excited to bring to you weekly interviews with guests where they'll be sharing their stories and how they've overcome mountains that they've moved throughout their journeys. And this week, we're joined by my family, my boy, Walter Yates III. Grad transferred to University of Central Florida from Savannah State. This past season ended third on the team with the most tackles and earned all Big 12 honors. Coming out of Gulf Breeze, Florida, and officially born in Japan. But now getting ready for your shot at the next level. My brother, I appreciate you taking the time to join.
Most definitely, I had to tap in for sure.
Man, so talk to us a little bit about, your journey. How you feeling right now with everything, how everything's playing out.
So far, everything been smooth, bro. Just really just been trying to get on a schedule for real, and that's kind of been my main thing. I've kind of been getting into that this last week or so with
Mm.
speed coach, strength coach, like a weightlifting coach, all that kind of stuff. So just kind of getting all three of those worked out. And shoot, it's really a waiting game. It's just a waiting game now, bro. Just gotta take it day by day. You already know.
100%. Well, man, I got to give you your flowers, man. We've been known each other for how long now? I say about 5 years, going on
Yeah,
going on going on six, something like that.
106 for sure.
And so, believe it or not, me and Walt, we I remember them days, them COVID days, man. Working out 7 a.m. Gulf Breeze High
Grinding.
School, getting it in the morning on the field, and then getting it in the afternoon in the weight room, man. And, it's crazy to see the things we both accomplished in past couple of years, man. I gotta say, I gotta give you your flowers, man. I'm proud of you, my boy.
Most
But
definitely, bro. I appreciate that.
definitely want to hear. So, what do you remember, like being born in Japan? Like, what was it like growing up in a military family? Like, what was that like?
Um, yeah, that was a little minute ago. So yeah, I kind of remember it though. I mean, I lived there till about 2009. So I lived there for about 8 or so years. But I tell people all the time, like, I lived on base, so not really too many Japanese people. But I mean, obviously you run into a few just being on base. But I tell people all the time, like, Japan is just like Florida, like the weather, all that kind of stuff, like the
Yeah.
people. There's like a beach out there, like literally, like they're literally almost identical. Especially where I was living at in Okinawa, they're very comparable for sure.
Yeah. Well, shout out Big Walt, man. I gotta tell him I said hello.
Most definitely, most definitely. I'm gonna tell you so. So, sure. Most definitely.
So, I mean, how was that transition though when you had moved to the States when you were like 8 or 9? How was that? And then when did football become, your thing?
Um, so let's see. So there really wasn't football in Japan for. I was playing like the normal kind of kid sports like uh, baseball, played a little soccer, basketball. But I didn't have football, but I didn't have like tackle football. So when I moved here in like 2009, even here, like I really had no interest. I kind of had interest to play football, but just watching it was a cool, just seemed like a cool thing to do. But
Hmm.
in my neighborhood, I had a bunch of. We have this little. You've been in my neighborhood, but
Yeah.
on the back of the neighborhood is like a big old field, and we used to
Hmm.
just play, just tackle football, just like little, just middle school stuff. And I would go out there and I'd be killing them boys. And they were telling me one day that I had to, no, for real. And one day they were telling me I had to come out, and they're like, you should come try out for like the little youth team. At the time, it was Tiger Point football. So I kind of went out there and I went and watched the practice. And really, ever since then, like I just kind of fell in love with football and then started playing. And like my dad was coaching me, so that kind of helped me love it even more, just being with him and stuff like that. So that was cool. But other than that, I mean, that's kind of how the journey started for sure. Just playing backyard football.
So 100%. So I love the fact playing any sport in general. You're or even just in life. You're gonna have throughout your journey. You're gonna have mountains that are gonna come up.
100%.
So throughout your journey, what are a couple mountains that you faced recently?
Cool. Let's see. So I guess some people can consider it a mountain. Not for real, but when I coming out of high school, I didn't have too many offers for real, especially like D1 offers, and I don't know that kind of I was in a weird spot because like my junior year, I had led the state in picks, and in 6A, I had like 8 picks my junior year, and I thought I was gonna get a bunch of offers, and kind of just thought that's how stuff worked. Just you produce and people just come and find out about you, and I had a bunch of schools come and watch me spring practice and all that kind of stuff, but none of them really threw the offer. But my senior year, Savannah State ended up coming to Gulf Breeze, and they called me out of class. And I remember Coach Demasi was the offensive coordinator at the time, I'm pretty sure, but he was like the recruiting dude for Pensacola. So he was talking about he always came out there, and he had pulled me out of class and he was talking to me and he was really telling me about Savannah State because I had no clue what Savannah State even was. I didn't even know that was a
Yeah.
school or anything like that. So he called me out of school, or he called me out of class, boom, talked to him. I would say like probably like 2, 3 periods later, I get called out of class again. And it's the same Coach Demasi. He was like, yeah, because he was telling me before that he had to talk to the head coach before he could offer me and all that kind of stuff. And he spun back like I said, probably within the next hour and a half, 2 hours, and they had offered me. And that was really the only school that like continually like pursued me and
Mm.
coming out of high school. So I would say just not going as big as I wanted to go right out of high school. I guess you could kind of consider that a mountain, but it ended up being like the perfect situation because I would say I met some people and I got to really just work on my craft really at Savannah State and just
Mm.
use those games as like practice just for what ended up coming out with me transferring to UCF and all of that.
So talk about that situation, right? That time in the portal. Where I'm at right now. A lot of
Right.
people don't understand. Even though they may know the numbers of it, they don't understand the mental part. That goes through being in the portal. So kind of talk a little bit about your experience. With that.
I about to say me and you almost in the same boat because I was injured getting into the portal too. That
Yeah.
was right after the COVID year. So the COVID year happened, and
Mm-hmm.
then kind of towards when that season was going to start, my mom had passed away, and I'm sure well you already know about that, but
Yeah.
my mom passed away, so that was obviously a tough time and kind of dealing with a whole bunch of emotions and stuff. I just really wanted to play football, so come that next season, the 21 year after COVID, it was like the first game of the season. I ended up tearing my bicep, so I sat the entire. So really, just 2 years just without football, just 2 years without football, and I was just kind of going through it. But those times you just got to keep your faith. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your faith, keep
Keep
God in
going.
your life for sure. Just keep going, just keep pushing. So I just went through rehab at Savannah State, like you said, hopped in the portal, and really I had not too much interest in the portal for real either. Like I got in there and I just remember like constantly like every night I used to just DM multiple coaches, just different coaches. As soon as I saw a coach on his page or as soon as I saw a coach on Twitter, I just instantly DM'd him, just sent him my highlights and told him how I'd be a good fit for the team and da 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 da. And I'm talking this probably went on for like hopped in the portal probably December. I did this probably all through December, all through January, just and just tough time too because not really getting the attention that I thought I should have deserved in a sense. So like I was saying earlier, just keeping faith and just keep pushing. And I ended up getting some notice from Middle Tennessee. So Middle Tennessee was one of the schools that I had DM'd, but they actually DM'd me back, and they were showing a lot of interest and got real cool with the coaching staff and all that, and they ended up offering me and went up there on a visit, and really committed there. I was really committed there for a long part of the portal, probably from like January to like March or April, because the portal be opening and closing. So I
Yeah,
went ahead and just committed
yeah, we
somewhere.
know.
You know what I'm saying? I just went ahead and committed somewhere just to kind of. Well, I really thought that was where I was going to go too. So I really committed there because I wanted to be there, but also just because the portal you can't really play around, and then once you get something, you kind of got to go with it. So that happened, and I would say probably about a week or two before I had to go up to Middle Tennessee and like really make it official and go up there and move all my stuff in and stuff. I My dad kept getting this call from Orlando number, but my dad the type of person like if you if he don't know you, he's not gonna answer the phone. Like if you don't, he ain't got you as a contact or all
Yeah,
that. He's gonna let it ring.
they
So
won't, man.
you know what I'm saying. So ended up being the linebacker coach, which was Coach T. Will at the time, and he was talking to my dad and was telling me they were real interested in me, but obviously the problem was I was committed to Middle Tennessee at the time, so that was kind of once again a weird situation because I really didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know if UCF just wanted me to fill a roster spot or if they like really wanted me because I knew Middle Tennessee really wanted me, and that was just another time where I just leaned on my faith again, and I just remember praying about it. And I was like, if I'm supposed to go to UCF, then I was like, just show me that I'm supposed to go to UCF. Just like show me that this is really where I'm supposed to go. And I ended up taking a visit up there, and I just fell in love with it. Fell in love with the coaches and me and Coach Malzahn, which is obviously like probably one of the most historical college coaches probably ever. Really, like so just being there and just seeing him and being in the office and all that was just surreal. Really, just like a dream come true in a sense. So I mean, that's kind of how I landed at UCF, and then that's really it. That's really how I got up there. And then I decommitted from Middle Tennessee and committed to UCF. And I want to say I went up there like that weekend and made it official and moved all my stuff in. I was up there by the summer for summer workouts.
Man, and I never forget too, like getting the news from you, getting that call, man.
Yeah,
Couldn't be happier for you, dog. Well deserved, sure.
facts. I appreciate that.
So fast forward, right? Time at UCF, my dog hooped at UCF, and now we're in a situation where you're getting ready for the next level. What does typical day for you look like right now? And what is the goal? What are we reaching?
So typical day. So really Monday through Fridays, I'm working out. I lift from 9 to 10, and then that's pretty much a Monday through Friday thing though. So that's an everyday throughout the week. And then Tuesdays, well, Mondays and Wednesdays after I work out at like 2, I'll go to a position coach in Pensacola and I'll go do like some drills, like the combine drills and all that kind of stuff. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays after I work out, I'll do speed coach. So I'm just kind of cycling between all those throughout the week, really. And I mean the goal is to get picked up by a team. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm.
manifesting for real and just working towards. That's pretty it. Just prove people wrong for real. Because I haven't really gotten too many invites to these senior All Star games or nothing like that. But God has a way of doing stuff for a certain reason. So I feel like
Amen.
I'm just supposed to be here training, bro. Just getting better. Just what I'm saying. Just working on my craft.
And amen, because I always say I feel like someone they're either getting ready to climb a mountain in the middle of climbing a mountain or just climb the mountain. And as we all know, this life that we live is so up and down.
Right.
Things may be going really well now, and then next week, something may happen. So it's
Right.
like just trying to find, that even keel, right? Just trying to, stay somewhere in the middle. I feel like this is, a perfect testament, and kind of like how I view my situation, and how you can view yours, and others can dealing with the same situation, like facing that same mountain. I mean, I feel like the perfect perspective for it is the fact that, like, man, we this is nothing new. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For
Like
real.
this is just another mountain. Like you faced this before. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Being in the portal, not sure what was gonna happen. You know, in high school, not sure what was gonna happen. Up Savannah State, hooped to Savannah State, made the best of the opportunity, made the best of it, made lifelong friends and lifelong relationships and lifelong memories at an amazing HBCU school. You
That's
know,
right.
and then, take that leap of faith. Lean on God, and he always prevails. He always shows the way.
Yeah.
So,
Really do.
I feel like for anybody for that matter to kind of get weary of a situation, or become uneasy, just kind of got to remind themselves that he's never failed. He's never
Right.
failed. So I say that's the biggest thing. And huge salute, because a lot of people, they want the goal, right? Like, oh yeah, I want to be drafted, I want to be picked up to a team.
Right.
Well, oh, I don't have a combine invite, I don't have a bowl game invite. You know what I'm saying? Like, those to me are excuses. Like,
Right.
perfect
100%.
example. So like one of my brother, one of Gio's ex teammates, Kobe Turner, he didn't get an invite to the combine.
Yeah.
And
You feel
he's
me?
about, he's arguably defensive rookie of the year. you
Yeah.
know,
100%.
behind two of my former teammates. Shout out Yaya and
Yeah.
Byron BY. But
Boy
like,
be balling. On me, them boy be balling. On me, them boy
and
be
so
balling.
like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's so important to never lose sight of the end goal. It's just like when you get in the car, right? Like, let's say the destination, you try and drive from Florida to New York, right? Like,
Yeah.
when you put the first thing you're gonna do when you get in that car is you're gonna put in the GPS, right? You're gonna
Right.
put in the GPS the direction we're trying to go. It's gonna tell you, oh, 24 hours. This is a 24-hour drive. It doesn't that 24 hours doesn't account for traffic. It don't
Right.
account for the stops you're gonna have to make for gas on the way. Like, it doesn't have the things that are unplanned for, like a flat tire or a bust
Yeah.
engine. You know what I'm saying? So,
An accident or something like that is gonna.
exactly my point. But so it's so easy, to get so down low when something may happen that instead of 24 hours, now it's 2 days, now it's 4 days, now it's a week. But at the end of the day, you keep your mindset like, man, I'm still gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest piece right there, and that's why I feel like, help really is the difference between good and great, in my
Right.
opinion. Just being able to stay down and keep going. And man, like, it's a salute to you, bro. Like I said before, so I gotta ask you, everybody that I have on this podcast,
Mhm.
I want to ask, what's the biggest mountain you faced, and what did you do to move it? And so basically, just try to give advice for someone with a similar mountain, they're facing, or just any mountain in general.
Okay. Shoot. I guess the biggest mountain would be um just kind of like you were saying when I left Savannah State to hit that portal. Kind of what led up to that. Like I was saying, my mom passing away, the tearing my bicep, kind of not knowing what was gonna happen when I did hit the portal. I didn't, not like I was talking to school before I hit the portal. It was kind of just a thing I did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, advice I would give somebody, just keep pushing, bro. Like, you just never know. Like I was saying earlier, stuff just happens for a reason, and if you real deal like connected in your faith, like you should. Even though bad stuff happens, like you just gotta keep pushing. Like you just gotta know that something better is gonna come or result from what has happened to you. So that's probably the best advice I give: just keep pushing, stay strong in faith, and like always think positive. Because like you think negative thoughts about yourself, like people are gonna think negative. You know what I mean? Like you always want to think positive of yourself. It doesn't really matter what other people think of you or any of that. You should just always try to keep just a positive mindset. Just whatever's going on, just try to find the positive and the negative, really.
Amen, brother. Amen. So, man, appreciate you for your time. Appreciate you for joining. Episode number 2 in the books. My boy Walt.
Most
Listeners, thank
definitely.
you for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes with great people, great information, and a great time. Man, I appreciate you, my boy.
Most definitely, man. It's been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you having me on the show for sure.
Always, my dog. Always.